Hi, welcome to the second episode of the Hustle UK series on how to set up an online t-shirt business. In this episode, we're going to look at the different options that you have to set up an online t-shirt business in terms of routes of doing this. So in order to look at the routes you want to do this, you need to look at your designs, where they're going to come from, your sales, where you're going to sell or how you're going to sell, and fulfillment, how you're actually going to fulfill the orders that you get. Looking to your design, there are really two options. The primary option is make your own designs. Now this is really good if you have a creative streak, if you have designs already in mind. Then the great thing about this method is those designs have been created by your mind, so you're not really putting up any money getting someone else to think of those ideas. Furthermore, because they're your own designs, if you're proficient in using various design software, then you can make it to exactly what you want to make it. The cons of that, however, are that you need to be proficient in using design software. So the software you can see right in front of you being used is GIMP. GIMP is very similar to Photoshop, but it is a free alternative, and it has a bit of a learning curve. Of course, once you've learned it and you know how to use it, it's very easy and very powerful. As you can see very quickly, I'm making a very basic outline and silhouette that you can imagine being put onto a t-shirt. The other con is that you need to have a creative streak. So there are people who are very business minded but maybe not creative, and so for them it's no point, because if you don't have any product, what you're going to sell in that respect for a t-shirt. The biggest other issue obviously is getting used to the software. So as you can see, it took me less than a minute to make that, and I think that's a decent thing, and someone would like that on the t-shirt. So your next option would be to pay for a design. The great thing about this is generally the people you're going to be paying, they're going to be giving you professional products, professional looking products. So if you're not that good at design, this may be a better way to go. There's many platforms available. Now as you can see, there's a video here, I'm looking over Fiverr, and Fiverr is a good site where you can start off, where you get a lot of designers and they offer different rates at different prices. So as you can see, there's people offering t-shirt designs from £5 all the way up to £200 to £300, and you just look through, you find someone whose style and design that you like, you liaise with them, and then you go through from that. And the great thing about that also is that it frees up time to spend on other aspects of your business. If you're not good at this but you don't mind spending time on something else, or for example if you have a 9 to 5 job, you want to do your 9 to 5 job and you want to do this on the side, but you don't have time to be creative, you don't have time to use the software, then for example you can post a job in the evening, you can hire the person, go to your 9 to 5 job, come back, and if the turnaround time's good, your design's already done, you just need to upload it and sell it basically. The biggest con obviously of this is that it will cost you money, and the other thing is you will need to convey your idea well, especially if you have a very specific idea. Of course, if you don't have a really major idea, if you just want to sell t-shirts to make a bit of money and you didn't really mind that much about the design, that's a different story. But in most cases you'd want to select a niche, and so you'd be trying to convey across your idea and your niche that you think would work well. Moving on to sales, there's various ways you can do this. One of the simplest ways is to set up your own website. Now the great thing about setting up your own website is that it can look very, very professional, especially if you use certain companies. So for example, you can see here I've put the Shopify logo. Now Shopify, for those of you who don't know, is literally an app or a service that makes a shop for you. You sign up to these guys, and it's a subscription based model, and they just give you a shop and you customize it however you want to. The great thing about this is that staggering amount of customization you can get and control you can get over this. You can make it very unique to what you want to do. It's actually very easy and simple to set up, and Shopify especially is now so big that there's lots and lots of third-party add-ins and plugins. For example, you've got a t-shirt business and people order from you, or you need to ship stuff out to them. Well, within Shopify there are now add-ons and plugins that will connect to some of the biggest shipping companies, people like UPS, FedEx, so you can directly through your website link to them, calculate postage, and then print off your postage labels via your website through this Shopify platform. Due to this, it's very, very, very powerful software, and you see a lot of people using this as the back end for their websites. Of course, the flip side, the con of it, as I've already mentioned, it is a subscription model, so you have to pay money for it. There are some free alternatives, but regardless of what it is, you'll still always have to pay for hosting and probably a domain name, so you're going to have to do that. The other thing is, if you create your own website, no one is looking for your website. If I created hustleuk.com, the only people who are looking for hustleuk.com are the people that I've told that to go out and look for it. Because of this, you will need to do a lot of advertising to generate traffic to your site. And this leads into the third issue, which basically means that therefore it can be a bit more challenging to set up a brand new shop from scratch, because you are trying to get people to notice you, you're trying to make the design nice, you're trying to find a decent niche, everything is basically on you. The second option is to use a platform such as eBay or Amazon. Now, the great thing about these is that eBay and Amazon, whatever you may think about it, the overall thing is these are big companies, they are very professional companies, so people have that. So when people go to these companies, they know they're going to expect a degree of assurance and a bit of protection on what they buy, and that makes people more likely to buy from these. It also makes you therefore seem more reputable if you're selling on them, because people think that, for example, Amazon has a great returns policy. If you're selling on Amazon, people think, Amazon's going to help me out, they're going to protect me, so I'm more likely to buy it from this person than from some random site called hustleuk.com, which I've never heard of. The other thing is, there are millions of people already going to these sites. There are tons of people every day going and maybe looking for t-shirts, maybe looking for custom t-shirts, already going organically to these sites. So realistically, you're not trying to generate traffic to come to the site, you're trying to generate to the sub page that you're on. However, you've already got an audience coming, you've got an audience that's willing to spend money, and you've got an audience that trusts using this site. So it's a lot easier than setting up a website from scratch. The cons really are that, again, it will cost money, but not as much as setting up your own website. There's basically fees for whenever you sell. The listings themselves are less customizable, so they're generally a bit more generic format. And you are competing with a lot of other sellers, so you may need to do some degree of promotion to separate yourself from the rest of the pack. The third option is to use online custom shops. That's how I can best describe them. So these are shops, like as you can see here, Spreadshirt, where you can do one of two things. You can either basically just upload your designs and they will plaster it on everything that they do themselves, and they will sell it, they will package it, they will send it out, and effectively you're getting paid a licensing fee for the use of your design. The second one is you can create a sub-store within their website, and they will sell stuff on that sub-store under your brand name, simply kind of like eBay and Amazon. The great thing about these is professional, it's already set up, it's already got the entire workflow in place, the production, the storage, the shipping workflow, all is already in place. There's a degree of control and customization, especially if you set up a sub-store. They already have traffic coming to the site, and if you just want to lay back and just do basically little, doing the way where you earn royalties for your designs or licensing for your designs, that is quite a neat idea. You just put your design up there, and especially if you've used GIMP and you've had an idea that you had that's basically cost you nothing except for your time, maybe half an hour, and you slap it on there and then people start buying it, you're basically making money for nothing. The downside, however, is that they do take a cut of your money, so you get less profit, and the less work you do, the less profit you're going to get. So if you do the royalty side where they do the licensing, you obviously can get the least amount of money. The other thing is you have no control over the quality of your product. You have nothing to do with the product here, because they will just make the product and ship it for you. The third thing is there are a lot of other sellers on these platforms. So simply similar to eBay and Amazon, while you are getting people coming to the websites, you still may need to do some extra promotion to get people coming to your designs over other people's designs. Finally, looking at fulfillment. Now, one of the biggest and hottest topics people are talking about these days is dropshipping. So dropshipping, as you can see in this poster here, is the customer will order from you. So let's say the customer orders from hustleuk.com. Hustle UK will take the payment from the customer, and then they will order from a third-party manufacturer or supplier, and that third-party manufacturer is the company that actually makes your t-shirt, they will print it and they will package it as if it's coming from Hustle UK and send it to the customer. The great thing about this is it's completely hands-off, and if you use systems like Shopify, as I mentioned earlier, you can have this completely automated. So the minute you get an order in, that order is automatically sent to your manufacturers. This is also done for stuff like sourcing stuff from China. A lot of people do this with that, where someone buys something on their website and they automatically place an order on Alibaba or AliExpress to get it delivered from China to the customer, pretending it's from them. There's low setup cost to this, generally speaking, because all you're doing is signing an agreement with a drop shipping company saying, whenever our orders come through, can you fill them? And one of the big reasons you have this low setup cost is you have minimal inventory. So you can say, oh, I'll give you a t-shirt, but you don't own any t-shirts. This is all done by a completely different company. So you've not bought any t-shirts, you've not bought any inventory. So it's a low capital setup cost. The downside of this, as with the spreadshirt example, is that there is obviously less profit. You're having to pay somebody else to store the inventory, to manufacture the stuff for you, to post it out for you. And also, because of that, you also need to ensure quality control, especially from some companies that you may not know or how good they are. If that goes out to the customer, especially if it's packaged from hustleuk.com, the customer is going to come back to hustleuk.com if they have an issue. But if you're not manufacturing it, if you're not sending it out, you need to know that the product that is going out is this company that's doing it do make high quality products. Otherwise, it's just going to be harder to sort that out, and it's going to be more issues if something basically goes wrong. The other option, which is obviously the easier, simpler option, is the self-manufacturing option. And the great thing about this one is that you have more control of your product. It's easier to do quality control, and obviously the biggest thing is you're going to get more profit because you're not paying someone else to manufacture your product for you. The biggest cons really are that it is obviously more time consuming. So with a dropshipping model, you can effectively create an almost hands-free business, especially once you start getting a lot of organic, natural visitors to your site and buying stuff regularly. Whereas because the dropshipping partner fulfills everything, you're kind of just earning money without doing much work once you put the initial amount of work in. With this system, obviously, as soon as you get an order, you have to manufacture the product, so it becomes more time consuming, and it actually may even be more costly dependent upon the size of the order and the nature of your designs. So for the Hustle UK channel, what we're going to try and do is we're going to go down the make our own designs route. The reason is because I've got a bunch of unique designs that I want to make that are based upon customer names. So the customer will give me their name, and then I'll be able to create a design, give it back to them, and if they like it, then I'll actually print the design onto a t-shirt and send it out to them. The other reason is I'm thinking about making some unique self-made designs as well. So again, they're very bespoke and so I don't really want to give them out to a dropshipping company yet. The other one, where I'm going to sell them, is going to be on eBay or Amazon. The reason I'm going to sell them on eBay and Amazon is, again, at the moment I don't have much. I'm trying to do this with least capital outlay at the start. Maybe later on, if we make enough money, we can switch over to dropship to something like Spotify. However, for now, I think eBay and Amazon are the easiest ways, and for most people who are following on, because that's one of the things about this series, is for people who literally have almost zero money, you can do this. So this series, I think personally, if you're watching this video, which means you have access to either a computer or a phone or a tablet, and if you have access to one of those three, you've therefore got access to what you can do on those. And all three of them nowadays, you can get apps, whether it's on a phone or on a computer, that can actually do really, really nice editing. And so you can create your own designs and do all of it via them. So there's no real excuse. Anyone who's able to watch this video is able to do this. And that's one of the reasons also why I want to keep this cost at the start as low as possible. So no one can say, well, I don't have £30 a month to spend on Spotify, for example. Now I'm going to self-manufacture. And again, this part of it is because at the start, I do not envisage to have a lot of sales. So there's no point in me setting up, going through all the rigmarole and hassle of setting up with the dropshipping partner. The second thing is, obviously, I can always then ensure quality control. Once the number of designs I have starts increasing, then I'll add the designs to the online garment platforms like Spreadshirt and Zazzle in a manner that they can then sell them, and I earn basically royalties. So effectively, I'm licensing it out to them. This is the initial plan, And I think this is a plan that anyone can follow. It costs basically very little money. As I said, you make your own designs. If you're watching this, you've got access to a free image editing software, whether you're on Android, whether you're on Windows, Linux, Apple, you will have access to a free image editing software, so you can make your own designs. Everyone has access to eBay and Amazon. They're free to sign up to start selling stuff. You only pay when you sell. In Amazon, most people, this is a point of note, when they look at the Amazon seller account, they see that it's, I believe in England, it's £25 a month. However, that is the standard one. There's a basic Amazon seller account where it does not charge you a monthly fee, but only charges you a slightly higher amount, I think, when you sell. The cutoff, they say, is if you make more than, I believe, 30 sales a month, it's better off to pay the monthly fee, because then it becomes cheaper. But again, going back to what I was saying, is at the start you probably don't expect to be making 30 sales a month. So you can actually just sign up for free with Amazon, sign up for free with eBay. When you make a sale, they'll take a cut, and if your sales explode, you can always upgrade your accounts. Anyone can self-manufacture. In the next video, I'm going to actually show you the process of manufacturing a t-shirt. So I will show you exactly how to do it. And again, if you've got access to clothes and iron and this video, you can manufacture your own t-shirts. And as I said, adding designs to platforms like Spreadshirt and Zazzle, again, anyone can do that. As long as you've created your design, you can just upload it to these websites, and it's free to sign up to them, free to start selling your stuff. So again, there's no excuses, and so anyone who follows this should not find any barriers to setting up their own t-shirt business. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this was informative. If you gained some information from that, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you've got any queries, questions, comments, hints or tips, please leave a comment below. And if you want to see more of these videos and to also follow this journey, please hit that subscribe button and also the notification button to be notified of any new videos. Thank you and goodbye.